Hey guys, welcome to Offshoot Comics Off Topic. We're your hosts, Kirby Kid.
And Black Superman.
Also known as David Clark.
And Walter Bryant.
And we're back from our Wondercon recovery period.
Yay!
We met a lot of hardcore fans. Hopefully you're seeing some of the pictures now. People really liked our new upcoming series called Sanction. That one's going to be pretty cool. It is now a kid series, as you can tell from the people you're seeing. It's like, oh, they're gravitating towards that. Time to go re-edit some things.
Yeah, the whole decapitating thing probably ain't gonna work with those pictures.
Yeah, so that's being changed, but we've been working on it and we really like where it's going. And then Walter's daughter turned 18. Yay!
Woo! Yeah.
And as I promised to Walter, here's a video of him dancing, which he does not do. Yeah, I'm playing it. I'm playing it. I got that. That was blackmail. Except I didn't get nothing out of it, so really it's just mail, I guess.
Well, I'll blackmail.
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, there's that.
we weren't just sitting around doing nothing. We were living and doing things. Now we have something that we were really shocked about. Mm-hmm. On last Friday on Netflix, they debuted the Daredevil series. Now, if you've ever seen us, you know we hate Daredevil. Because of Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
We had zero faith in this.
This is a good show.
Right?
Okay, now, to be fair, for those of you who haven't seen it, slight spoiler alert here. It's Arrow light.
It's Arrow without the arrows.
It's
which is not a bad thing, though.
No, it's not. It's a very proven format.
Right.
I mean, 4 million people are watching the WB, a channel that nobody likes to watch.
No one likes to watch it.
4 million people are tuning in every week to watch Arrow. So it's a proven format.
Yeah, I mean, and like basically what he's talking about is that they, it's kind of like obviously it's the darker theme is Daredevil, but they tell the story through flashbacks. Like every now and then there'll be a flashback to when he was training or something, and it's a less extreme version of him being on the island.
Yeah, and then you get to see how how his powers work. Like how he got blinded by the. You don't actually see him get blinded, but like one of the first scenes of the first episode is like him laying on the ground as a kid with the chemicals in his eyes that gave him his powers. And then it moves forward back into regular time, and he's got all these things going on. I mean, it's a really cool show. They're using the Arrow format, and they're basically said, okay. This is what Ben Affleck's movie did wrong. This is what we're not going to do. This is the stuff that did right. Like the one thing, they had Daredevil in it.
Right, yeah.
And then so we're going to have Daredevil in it, and we're going to do none of the rest of it.
And so far, there's no Elektra. They're not cramming her in just yet. But I really liked how, him growing up with his dad and whatnot. And you knew... Like towards the end of that, where he wanted to win just once. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh no. But but I was mad at him though because after he won and he went to his locker, I'm like, son, stop unwrap. You go run. Or what I would have done is I would have stood in the middle of the ring, and I've been like, these people over here wanted to pay me to take a dive and have been doing it for a long time, but I came out here and I won. And if I disappear tonight,
it's on them.
It's on them.
That's a good plan. Like me personally, I was sitting there watching it, and I was like, "Didn't you see Pulp Fiction?" I mean, that was actually my first thought. Mm-hmm. Now Bruce Willis did the exact same thing in Pulp Fiction, but he didn't get undressed. He ran out of the ring, through the locker room, dressed up in his boxing clothes, got a cab, and took off. He started taking his stuff off in the cab.
That's what you should do.
Yeah, no, dude.
If you're planning to do that before, you need to have someone waiting with your bag so you can run out and go, yeah! Right? But...
a motorcycle that you stole from somewhere because you don't need to be caught.
But it's really good, and I was shocked. And usually I don't like things where the hero doesn't have their costume right away. I don't mind it. I mean... I'm a little further along. I'm on episode 12 of 13 right now.
Yeah, I'm on episode 3.
And... the way he sees fit to get it, it's very organic. It's like, oh, I keep getting jacked up.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I should probably get something.
Rather than just got a knife in the side.
Rather than just like, I'm a superhero costume, yeah.
Like Spider-Man in every movie.
But he's a teenager though. It makes sense. He wants to be a superhero.
Yeah. But he's got Peter Parker can't afford his rent.
Right.
But he's got a costume that probably cost about $10,000 to make.
It cuts too easy for that, man.
Yeah, and then but I mean, it's like some kind of micro flesh thing.
I think at first it's just red and blue stitched together.
In the first one, yeah, he's wearing like a sweatshirt and some.
But like in Amazing Spider-Man, it's all super advanced looking. But then again, he wasn't paying.
And the web shooters, dude. The stuff that he had, the kind of tech he had to buy. He
goes to the same store where all the geniuses go to in comic books. It's like one store where it's like the 99-cent store of tech.
Right?
Yeah, I don't like. And why would you let a regular person buy that? Like, an amazing the microfiber thing that can pull a what do you call it, a plane?
Right.
You don't control who gets to buy that.
Bro,
anyways,
think about I gotta stay on that for a second. Okay, think about this for a second. Okay, the Fantastic Four, the first one. Mm-hmm. I mean, they both suck.
Right.
But the first one, Reed Richards goes to Doctor Doom begging because he's broke. Right.
Right.
Okay. Did you see the equipment in his penthouse?
Mm-hmm.
If he's broke,
he's rich people broke. He's like, I only have a few million left. I need $1 billion.
He came back from bankrupting Doctor Doom to that building that they apparently own, where they had enough equipment that he could actually reverse engineer their powers.
Dude, every superhero thing, they always live like. Actually, most main characters in anything, like that live in New York, they always live in a really big, like, flat kind of thing, like a big with like a loft kind of thing, and it's like, but you don't ever go to work. You don't make. How is it? It's just a nice setting, and they just don't think about it. And they didn't think about anything in the FF movies,
right? And then, like, I mean, like, even Daredevil here, he's got this humongous apartment, but they point out why. They're like, okay, it's a great apartment, but this stuff happened with the whole Chitauri thing.
Well, and also like, and then in a later episode, I don't know if you've gotten to it. There's a gigantic, super bright billboard right out the window.
Yes, that's at the end of episode 1.
Right, yeah. And I'm like, see, that's what I'm like, no, you shouldn't be having this. And then I'm like, there we go. There it is. It's like the Chitauri plus horrible advertising. And really, if you're not blind, that's going to drive you crazy.
Yeah, but if you are blind, you don't give a crap.
Right. It's just like, oh, look, that's that warm thing again. But like, the fighting is really good, and they tend to do it all in like one long shot. Mm-hmm. Like there's a scene where he goes to rescue this boy who's been kidnapped, and it's like this long 10-minute fight scene, which goes from being really cool to really hilarious. Like, the guy gets hit with the TV. He's like, I want to help. Oh, God. Okay.
And then, like Daredevil, okay, earlier on in that episode, he's been stabbed and he's been beat up. The same guys who he's kicking the crap out of now beat him up already.
Right.
So, as he's having this fight, he's like, he gets really, really ultra, like, tough, and he beats the crap out of him. And then next thing you know, he's like slumped against the wall. He's like, oh my God, please let this all be over. Please let it work out the other one.
And then it's just like, ugh. And they were like, ugh. Like everyone was tired. It's like, we don't want to be here anymore. Like, I think after a while, they're just like, I'm just going to lay here. I'm just going to let him take this boy because I don't even want to die for this. But what for me, though, what really let me know this is going to be a good series. Like, I'm a huge Law & Order fan. Mm-hmm. And I think at the end of the first episode, when you saw who could only be the Kingpin from the back, I was like, wait a minute. He seems familiar. It's Vincent D'Onofrio, who played Detective Gorin on Law & Order CI. Mm-hmm. And when I saw that, I'm like, I'm in. Like, no matter what I would, like, if the show had been horrible, but he was in it, I was in.
I mean, I already knew that he was playing him Kingpin because, like, I'd seen all this stuff, all those things I follow.
Yeah.
So I already knew that, but when I saw it, I was like, if he gained, like, 40 pounds, that is, like, the perfect casting. You couldn't do any better. I mean,
he's gained a lot. I think he bulked up a lot.
Yeah,
and gained some, but I think he bulked up a lot.
Well, I mean, obviously, in the Kingpin, you gotta weigh like 400 pounds,
right?
But you also
a lot of it's muscle too.
Pounds.
Yeah, a lot of it's muscle because he looks big, but he will jack you up.
Well, think about it this way: Kingpin is like the only guy in comic books who's like supposedly a normal human who like fights Spider-Man.
I think he's basically peak human.
He's what
Captain America is without having to have this stuff, which is kind of embarrassing for everybody else because he's just a dude. And I feel sorry for him. Like, I understand that he's evil, but it's like he's got a heart too, you know.
Well, see, okay, Kingpin's backstory. You know, he was just like he was a sort of like Daredevil. He was a guy whose dad was trying to get ahead, and but it was horrible. And then I think he murdered his father.
Yeah, he murders him. It is awful.
And he feels terrible about it.
No, he doesn't.
No, well, he didn't.
No, he doesn't.
But
he was like, well, he didn't laugh. But like earlier in that episode when it happens, you should have seen it already. This boy makes fun of Kingpin's dad, and so the dad takes Kingpin, to the boy, and he starts beating the boy up, and then he tells Kingpin to start doing it. And he just says, keep kicking him. And the boy is obviously traumatized on what's going on. And so later on, when he hits his dad in the back of the head with the hammer, he just starts screaming, keep kicking him. And I'm like, dang, something's wrong with you. And then his mom was like, good, now cut him up. I'm like, what? Y'all crazy.
Okay, now, he does crazy really well.
He does. Oh, the actor?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he does.
Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah. Law and Order CI, he was crazy the whole time.
Yeah, he was. But I mean, he was kind of controlled crazy. Well, Full Metal Jacket, dude, he was just.
Dude, I don't ever know that. No matter what I'm watching him in, I don't know what side he's on. I don't.
Right?
At this point, it's like you're on your side. Whatever you are is what I mean. But by the way, though, I do love how both Marvel and DC now have shows helmed by Law and Order stars, which for me, being a comic book fan and a Law and Order fan, I'm just like, this is the best time of my life. I mean, shoot, even what's his name, Stabler from SVU was in Superman.
Yeah, right.
I was like, oh.
I mean,
everything good is hooked up to Law and Order.
To be fair, if you've been on TV for 22 years, everybody's been on your show.
At some point. But it's like the stars though. You know?
Yeah, no, but I mean, seriously though, everybody's starred on your show
at some point. But yeah, and I'm really shocked, because we were ready to hate it.
Yeah.
And I watched one episode. It was at 8 o'clock on Friday when it happened, and I looked up and it was 2 a.m. I'm like, oh, I have things to do, but this was amazing.
Yeah, and I started watching about 3 hours ago, and I was like, oh snap! So this is a good show.
It's fresh in your head. You're like, oh,
this is a good show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like superhero Law and Order. I mean, it really is. You know, they get to do not in episode 2, obviously, but in they actually go and they do law stuff.
Right.
You know, they actually go and they fight for the innocent, and then
it gets a little less though later on. By the way, Gotham, Gordon's partner, also Law and Order.
That's true, huh?
Yes, he is. Loving it. But yeah, there's a little less law going on later on. But I'm hyped for this. I don't know how often they're gonna do this, and I don't know, maybe they're just gonna go from this right into is it Power Man and Iron Fist, or just Power Man?
No, I think it's just Power Man. I think Iron Fist gets his own show, but I don't think that they're going to get to do Heroes for Hire right away.
But see, the thing is, what they should though.
They should immediately.
And I want it in the original '70s costumes.
Okay, I'm not with you on that one.
That's what it needs to happen. But so they're gonna have their separate shows, and then what? Come together.
They'll probably get together for a crossover that they'll call.
Jessica Drew, that's Power Man's wife, right? Or is that Spider Woman? I think it's Spider Woman. So she's getting her own Netflix series too, right? Yeah. So they're building their own Netflix verse. And then
which is still tied into the Marvel
which is great, because I love how they fit it in there more naturally than saying
DC Comics.
Do this. You
have the Arrow, you have an Atom, which God bless you could give him an upgrade on the movies. Mm-hmm. You have the perfect Flash.
No, they won't.
Get rid of
only Marvel could pull up having Netflix, TV, and movies all in the same universe. DC can't do it. DC, that's a challenge. You should do that. But I'm hyped that they mention all the stuff that's happening with the Avengers and whatnot, and it's very natural. They're not just going, oh yeah, also the Avengers. Like they're not actually saying it. They're just saying, yeah, remember that time where our homes blew up like 2 years ago? Yeah. That sucked. You know, like that's how people talk about it. They wouldn't go, yeah, and then the Avengers. No, they're like, no, dude, my house is gone.
Yeah, and then like the criminals are like, yeah, you know, every time these masked people show up and knock down a building, we get more stuff,
right?
You know,
and I love how people aren't like, no, there can't be a guy with a mask on. Like, no, I saw a giant green rage monster go by my house the other day. Pretty sure, got the mask, totally believable.
Yeah, and then, and that was cool because like when the nurse was like, well, the first guy comes in and is like, yeah, the dude in black kind of beat me up and whatever, and then this woman comes in and is like, this dude in black saved my life, and she's like, oh, so he exists. So then she finds him in a trash can.
Yeah.
And she's like,
oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is, right there. I'm gonna save his life because this guy's doing good stuff.
Right.
Not that crap that they do in like DC universe where they find the guy in the mask and they're like, should I call the cops or
call cops? Woo!
Yeah.
No,
yeah, this is a
but
good idea.
I love it. I hope they because I know Marvel has Spider-Man. Like, I really hope they either get Spider-Man either in like obviously he won't be in there obviously, but either mention him at the end of the season or maybe next season because Kingpin is a Spider-Man villain too, right?
Yeah,
like they have issues too. So
well, he's New York villain, basically.
But he's just Daredevil and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like every villain has that one hero that they hate, you know.
And Kingpin has two. Because he's Kingpin.
Yeah, because he's like, I can afford to. You know, but it'd be great if maybe like, you know, like you see like a web shot or you like a mention or something. Because, you know, one of the themes in Daredevil, the Netflix series, is they're talking about the newspapers and how they're dying and whatnot. That'd be a great way to talk about the Daily Bugle, you know. Because I'm pretty sure, like, even though they filmed the Daredevil series a while ago, the Spider-Man thing has been in the works for a while. Yeah, we only hear about it after things are finalized, but I'm pretty sure they knew back then they were getting it back.
Yeah, or they had a good idea.
It's anyway. Disney. They knew they were getting it back.
You could probably shoehorn it. Like we're what 13 episodes in or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean they could probably just shoehorn something in. And
I mean, like Disney like they had scripts of Spider-Man in it already, like years ago. They're like, yeah, we know we're getting them back. It's a matter of when, not if. You know, because they could just bully Sony. And they probably did the hack. That was probably them.
I don't know if that, but I'll bet you that they probably went to the editor who like edited the movie, the one who supposedly made it into the version we saw, and said, "Hey, look, you already got paid $1 million, right? We'll pay you $1 million more. Just cut these scenes out." I mean, it'll only cut like 5 minutes out of the movie,
right?
But it'll make the movie make no sense.
But yeah, and I'm wondering though. In Civil War, I know Civil War's going to have all the heroes. I wonder, are they going to do the thing that DC won't and bring all the Netflix and TV people into the movie for Civil War? Because that's the only way you're going to be able to do it without having to build up a bunch of people on screen in that movie.
That's true.
You know, I want to see Matt Murdock defending the Hulk in court because he's the only one that really understands the Hulk. Because he has anger issues. He does.
He does.
Murdock has some horrible anger issues, which is why he understands the Hulk.
And the Hulk actually trusts Murdock.
Yeah,
but then again, it starts off with Murdock, like, and every time that's ever happened, whenever they met, like, Murdock would always sit down with Bruce Banner and be like, okay, so, cards on the table, I'm Daredevil.
Yeah, because Banner's not stupid.
No, yeah.
He's like, well, you're blind, but totally I'm seeing your hearing and seeing everything, so you're probably Daredevil, right?
That reminds me of a Superman story. I'm going to tell it to you really quickly.
Okay.
I'm telling you guys really quickly, too.
And I'm cutting it.
There's this issue of Superman where, like, Steel, the black guy who took his place,
right.
He comes up and he's looking for Superman, so he wants to go see Clark Kent. So Superman sees him coming at the Daily Planet, so he leaves. And Lois Lane is standing in the window by herself. She doesn't realize it. So Steel talks to her for a second, leaves, and then Clark comes back. And she goes, "Why did you do that? You should have just talked to him." And he goes, "Yeah, John Henry's a friend of Superman's, and he's a genius. He'd have seen through the glasses real quick."
Right.
And then Lois goes, "So what are you saying about me?" And he just walks away.
That's the only thing he can do. He's like, real quick, I need to go.
Like, I'm Superman, but I don't need I don't need this.
Right? Exactly. He's like, Superman can't beat everything, I guess, right?
Like, yeah.
But I'm hoping that they bring them all in, you know, at least for Civil War, because I mean they're building a big roster.
Yeah, they are,
and a lot of big names. I mean, I'm hyped for it.
You got the Civil War, then you got the Infinity War,
which I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't know what they're doing with that.
Then Secret War.
Wait, they're doing Secret Wars?
They're doing Secret Wars.
Is that Phase 4?
Apparently, like around 20, it's supposed to be Secret Wars.
I mean, around 2020?
Yeah,
because 2019 is Infinity War Part 1, right?
Yeah,
or is it Part 2?
It should be Part 2 because if they're gonna do the Secret Wars, then then the Infinity War has to already be.
So
be
I'm
over.
assuming Secret Wars is going to be with the new cast of everyone, right?
Apparently,
because I mean, the only two I could see still being doing it are Hemsworth, because he could transition to be like Big Daddy Thor, and then just pick someone else to be the new Thor, which they
female.
They would have to, because they've opened that door now. Everyone else I would see, like I don't see him Evans one. Well, he might want to stay around. I can't see him.
Yeah, I mean he can't age.
No.
And so,
Hawkeye, I think, will have to change.
5 years from now.
Iron Man's for sure going to have to change.
Well, Iron Man's changing like after the next movie, so.
After Ultron?
Yeah.
Wait. We're going into Infinity War with the new Iron Man.
Yeah.
Or no Iron Man.
Well, we're maybe going into Civil War with the new Iron Man.
Okay, that's look, Marvel, I'm just going to trust you. I'm not going to judge you. If you were DC, I would say you're stupid. But you proved me wrong. I mean, even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting good, and they're getting a spinoff. I don't know what will be there to spin off of, but they're getting a spinoff.
Sinister Six? I don't know.
No.
I mean, I would rather have them have a Sinister Six TV show than them try to get me to come see a Sinister Six movie. I'm not watching a Sinister Six movie.
I would.
I'm not. I just can't.
I love the Sinister Six. I mean, they should always be able to beat Spider-Man.
Against who?
Because
they're going to get Spider-Man in that movie.
Spider-Man by himself?
Like with the Sinister Six versus Venom? They're not beating Venom.
No, they're not.
They're not beating Venom. No, so
they shouldn't be able to beat Spider-Man. I mean, they should be able to beat him.
They should, but they can't.
They don't.
They can't beat Venom.
No, they can't. Because he would just... Like, isn't Venom like one of the most dangerous entities in the entire Marvel Universe?
Venom is beating the Juggernaut.
Because you can't kill him. He can take you over.
Oh, he can kill you. Oh, you can kill him. You can burn him.
Yeah, but if there's a little piece of him left somewhere,
then he comes back.
Which, if I was him, I just, before I go to battle, leave a piece of me in the ground somewhere and go off. Which I'm sure he probably does.
Which he probably does.
He's not stupid. So, I mean, he couldn't beat the Hulk. You know that's true. He couldn't. Hulk would just either overpower him and absorb him into his own power, or eat him, and then his ass would be like, no. Point is, Daredevil's good. The Netflix thing is good. Like, the Netflix universe is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And unlike DC, they're not going to discriminate between the small screen and the big screen. It is all just one screen.
Yeah, and then, okay. One of the cool things about the Netflix thing is that since it's on Netflix, they don't really have to hide anything.
No, it is all language and death and blood, which is what it would be if that was a real thing.
And one shot of this chick who was topless for about a second. But I mean, you know, you still didn't see anything. But the fact of the matter is, a woman who's in the house with a blind man who she doesn't know is Daredevil.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, she's not going to be thinking, let me go to the bathroom and change shirts.
And he was like, pretend like
that I don't. Yeah, like, I'm going to act like I don't notice with my radar exactly.
By the way, but first of all, they could have done Ghost Rider correctly if they had done it on Netflix. And Punisher, they could do them correctly on here.
Yeah, they could. And like as a TV show where you have time to get to know the characters, you could. I don't know if they could CGI Ghost Rider well enough to do him.
It's Disney. They have the money.
They have the money, but they're not putting that much money. They're still putting TV show money behind.
If they decided to do it, it would be done, and everyone would just be like, "Yes." No, but the woman character, Karen Page, I believe her name is. I looked her up on Marvel Wiki. Her story is not a happy story in the comic books. Like she goes into porn because she had nothing. She had like nothing else going for her. She sells who Matt Murdock really is to a drug dealer for some heroin. I'm like, your life is not a happy one. This is not going well for you.
We get introduced to her while people are trying to murder her.
Yeah, that was.
It's like she gets framed for murder, and then obviously the district attorney is in on it because he doesn't do anything but put her in a cell,
right,
and just lets her sit there.
But like,
while someone tries to murder her.
But like, how does she not figure out? Like, have you gone to where she's working with for them now?
Yeah.
How does she not figure out it's Matt Murdock? Because the dude talked to you, so you know his voice sounds the same. He's the same height. And Matt Murdock's blind. And guess what? The guy who saved you happened to cover his eyes. Everyone's heard of a blind swordsman. Okay, and you can't say it's impossible because a man can fly and has a magic hammer and is a giant green dude, and aliens came out of a magical portal in space.
Yeah, but see,
and Spider-Man's a thing now because that's happening as well.
But see, Matt pretends to not be able to do anything. Like,
no, you do not get to live in a city where all this happened 2 years ago. Not to mention the whole fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was very public and very open.
Right? Right over Washington, D.C.
Which, by the way, no one's talking about S.H.I.E.L.D. yet, which is kind of a weird thing, because that was a big deal. And that was a big deal only a few months ago in their time. But anyways, you don't get to have all that happen, and you not maybe think, maybe this blind guy, maybe this other guy who covers his eyes and looks and sounds just like him.
Well, because see, I would have thought that he had something going on at least, because I sneaked out of Matt's house and then this guy showed up and protected me. Oh, and then somehow had just enough connections to put everything out there in the public.
Yeah, and then what? They should just go back upstairs and be like, "Oh, hey, Matt." Like,
where did she? Okay, why did she go home?
I don't know.
I mean, because like the moment that happened, my first thought was, they've got somebody sitting there waiting for you to come back here.
That's the one place they know you will always go back.
You have to. Your stuff is there. So that's the one place you never go back to. Blow it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, but...
And the flash drive, if it was me, that flash drive wouldn't have been in my house.
Oh, no, it'd be somewhere else.
Yeah. I'd have blown the apartment up.
Mm-hmm. With them in it, like be watching it, and go, But I mean, it's dude, and it gets crazy though later on. Like, do you care about spoilers?
I do care about spoilers.
Okay, then I won't tell you. But she redeems herself in my eyes later on. But
I'm just trying to figure out why she's making dude fall in love with her.
Foggy.
Yeah, Foggy. Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, that's cruel though. I'm like. Oh, he doesn't even see it right now. Oh, God.
Like, she's totally into Matt.
She barely even sees Matt, and she's in love with him.
And
you're putting all this work in, and it's not getting
nothing.
You're not getting anything out of that. And I can tell you right now, 12 episodes in, so far, same thing. I'm just like, oh, dude, you are in the friend zone so hard right now. I feel bad. And because you saw when they went to the other firm, right? With his ex-girlfriend?
No.
Oh, dude, his ex-girlfriend. I'm like, you need to go back. And I won't tell you any more than that. I'm just saying.
She's that hot?
She's like a little hotter than this other chick, but it's more about what's going on up here, which makes things everywhere else way better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a family show though, so for people older than 18, you know what I'm talking about. No, but the show is really good. We are shocked. Marvel, you can do no wrong post 2008.
Except for cartoons. You still suck at cartoons.
You do. And you had it. You had it. And then you were like, you know what? I know we have this gold. Let's go ahead and just melt it down. Let's just throw it away. We don't need this.
I mean, yeah. The new Avengers show is okay. It's not terrible.
I fell asleep on it this morning, dude. I was like watching it. I'm like, woke up. Oh, all right.
Well, I'd seen that episode before. So yeah, but like, it's not terrible. But the show you had before it,
Earth's Mightiest Heroes,
awesome.
Earth's Mightiest, dude. I never missed an episode of that. When I found out that show was ending, like I'm watching the last episode, and I didn't know it was the last episode because I wasn't like following things that closely back then. And I'm like, oh, the show was good. And then wait a minute. They're all being friends. What's going on? And they all stood together, but wait a minute. That looks like the title sequence from the opening. I'm like, no, don't you do it. And they turned to the camera, and then it went, they all posed for the Earth's Mightiest Heroes thing. I'm like, no, that's always a bad thing. That means it's over. Yeah. I flipped the table. I punched someone in the face. It was crazy.
And see, I had been reading, so I was like, I knew what they were doing, and I was like,
you didn't tell me, which I appreciate that because I was able to enjoy the very really 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 rushed Galactus.
The Galactus that somehow they were able to beat with Captain America hit him with the shield and hurt him. You understand?
Well, it's Captain America though.
That's true.
You weren't hurt. He'd be like, Galactus, real quick, be hurt. He'd be like, well, it's Captain America. I mean, so I was like, oh my God, Captain America hurts. But Yeah, Daredevil's good. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you don't have Netflix, go get Netflix just to watch this, and then you can cancel it.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It's a good show.
It's worth it.
I am buying Netflix now because I was using my friends. I'm getting Netflix just to keep up with the Marvel stuff.
And I put a profile on my wife's Netflix because my wife has Netflix. I don't really give a crap.
Right.
But I put a profile on Netflix just so I could keep Daredevil, so that I don't have to go look for it. I can just click on my stuff and Daredevil pops up.
It's really good. It's 10 out of 10. It's really good. And I was not expecting that because we all remember what happened.
Yeah. Now, okay, somebody on Facebook wrote an article about why Daredevil is better than Arrow. Let's not go there.
Let's not go that far.
Yeah,
maybe better than season 3 Arrow, but that's because it takes a while to.
Well,
it's hard to keep.
It's hard to it's hard to amaze people for 3 years. You know? Yeah. So,
but I mean, it's not Arrow season 1 good, and it's not Flash season 1 good.
No,
but it's so much better than we would have ever in our wildest dreams thought it would be.
It's like 10 times better than S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1 good.
Oh yeah.
Like S.H.I.E.L.D. season 1, I waited through because I was waiting for it to get better.
Right.
Season 2, dude, I've seen like 4.
It's gotten better though. I'm telling you. I'm
gonna try to marathon because especially now that I'm doing Netflix, I'm gonna go ahead and try
they're
to
not
marathon it.
trying to be the Avengers on TV. They're just them now, and they're I think they're more driving the force rather than responding to the force.
That does help.
Give it a shot. It's not perfect, but remember Marvel has a lot more things to try and get all in one show than DC does. Because DC, you only have Arrow and Flash. Because apparently you're going to ignore the movies.
Now I did watch the last 2 episodes of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I did like how in one episode Mockingbird totally turned on Coulson and turned him over, and then the next one she's like, okay, yeah, but you guys keep talking about him like he's the bad guy, and I don't agree with his methods,
right.
But he actually is the good guy in this.
So far,
and she's beginning to figure out that she's made the wrong choice.
Yeah, because so far those people doing evil crap is the ones that claim to be the real S.H.I.E.L.D. Betrayals and lies and all that. Like, isn't that what you said you didn't want to happen, and now you are now doing? Mm-hmm. Maybe you realize that Fury did it for a reason.
Yeah, and she's beginning to notice, like, okay, that was bad. I shouldn't have done that.
Right? Fury picked Coulson and not you guys for a reason. But I mean, the show's getting better. Give it a shot.
And good. Fitz and Simmons, that just drives me nuts.
I'm mad. He got friend zone, dude.
Yeah, he did. But you know what? Like when she said, help me do this or leave. Mm-hmm. I think she actually did that knowing he's the only person who can open that box.
Right.
And she's like, okay, if I do this, he leaves. And then nobody can open the box.
Yeah, but dude, it's good. And now with DC, their movie verse and the TV verse are 2 different verses, right?
Apparently,
because
that's why we have Ezra Miller.
It have to be because it's like everyone's amazed at the Flash and Arrow. It's like you guys do remember Superman, right? Like that did just happen, right? I mean, that's Should that be like, oh my God, there's more people like Superman out there? Like, shouldn't that be what they be talking about?
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, Laurel's father was like, now we've got some nut in an armored costume flying around. Like, yeah, there's a guy with a big red cape flying around.
He destroyed a city? You all hate him for it?
Even though Godzilla did it and you loved him for it?
Right. If you haven't seen Godzilla, How It Should Have Ended, go watch it. It's really funny. Like, the very end of it is super funny. But anyways, though, I'm guessing they have to be 2 separate universes.
Yeah, they are.
Unless this is all somehow happening before.
Nah,
but then you wouldn't be impressed with Superman if you saw the Flash already. Because you would
you'd still be impressed with
Superman.
Superman.
No, I mean, like, you'd be impressed with the power, but you wouldn't be surprised. You'd be like, well, this other guy runs the speed of light, so clearly you can fly. Like, I mean, it's amazing you can fly, but I expected that.
Yeah, like it has to be separate because Superman is supposedly in the DC universe is going to be the reason why everybody else comes out into the world. Well, in the TV universe, since Arrow and the Flash apparently were the first ones to come out,
which is
you can't
so wrong.
Yeah,
it's so against DC lore. Like, where's Batman? Where's Superman? They're supposed to be the rock that DC's built on, right?
Yeah. Well, there's this internet rumor out there that Superman actually will appear in the season finale of The Flash. I don't believe it's going to happen. If it does, though, I'm watching that storyline. I'm just saying. Anyway,
we have images to prove stuff if certain things go down. No, but the point is though, Daredevil's really good. I'm almost done with the season. Walter's a little further back, but it's good. It's really good. We went off topic, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's a good show. I'm really impressed. Marvel, you did it. It's awesome. Now, do me a favor. Don't screw up Power Man.
Or Iron Fist. Or Power Man and Iron Fist. Heroes for Hire.
Right? And then, okay.
Oh, and call it that too, by the way. Call it that. The Heroes for Hire. Do that.
And give Blade a Netflix series.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe Wesley Snipes wants to come back and try and be Blade again.
No, he does. He actually does want to be Blade again. He's been pitching another Blade movie. I don't think another Blade movie will work. But you could
you don't think?
Nah, I mean, the problem with Blade with Blade the movie is that, I mean, you can stick it in the Marvel universe, but he's kind of, yeah,
he's already been out there.
Yeah, and like none of that other stuff existed. Right. He was just Blade. So now you've got Blade in the Marvel universe. So you would have to actually start over again.
Maybe time into Doctor Strange. Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be about the only way you could do it.
Because that's
you
the only way.
Vampires.
Yeah, that's magic in
it. Yeah.
And Punisher, bring him back. And Thomas Jane this time, if you can appease him with a good script, do that. Not whoever the other dude was who looked scary. By the way, that was the only Marvel movie I ever skipped. By the way,
the Punisher Warzone.
Still haven't seen it.
I haven't
because I love the Punisher and I knew that was not what I wanted to see. I like Thomas Jane's Punisher.
It's gory.
No, I don't like gore.
There's no storyline whatsoever.
Yeah, I also don't like that either.
Matter of fact, the beginning of the movie starts out with him like bringing a big bag of money to some house, and you're trying to figure out why. Mm-hmm. And he's like walking away, and I can't remember whether he says it in a voiceover or whether he's talking to someone on the phone or something. But he says he accidentally killed this woman's husband. Like the dude was a cop, an undercover cop, and he like went in and he murdered all these drug dealers and stuff. Found out this guy was an undercover cop, so now he just drops her off big bags of money whenever he gets a chance to.
See, Thomas Jane's Punisher is what made me love the Punisher. Like, I went out and got like all like the giant skull shirts and whatnot, and then I saw the questions with that. I'm like, I like that, and then I found out Thomas Jane didn't like it. I'm like, well, if he didn't like it, and if he turned down that money to not be in it, then clearly something's wrong with it.
Yeah, it wasn't a good movie.
No.
And Thomas Jane, by the way, you were an awesome Punisher.
Yeah. And he also came by our booth at our very first convention as Offshoot Comics.
Yeah, that was cool as heck.
That was really cool.
We couldn't sell him the book.
No, we couldn't because his daughter was there and it was not for her. But I think that was like our first day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like our very first day at our very first con as Offshoot Comics, Thomas Jane came by and like he knew that he was wearing glasses. You know, we knew, like, he knew that we all knew who he was. And I was like, Dave, keep it together. Keep it together. Hey, if I had been wearing my Punisher shirt, though, I would have said, sign my shirt. I would have.
And I wouldn't have been mad at you. That would have been.
But I was like, you know what? I'm going to pretend that you are not just the Punisher right now. And then he took one of our bands, our little Ultra Comics bands, and he wore it. And I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was great.
Bring him back though. Bring him back because he did really good in that fan film.
I haven't seen the fan film.
You haven't seen the fan film, Dirty Laundry? Oh, he kills people. He kills thugs, and it's hilarious. But like, it's from the guy who did the Power Rangers thing or the Power/Rangers thing, and that was only a few years ago. He can still do it. He can still.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that much older.
He's really
like 10 years older.
And plus, if Liam Neeson can do it, if Liam Neeson can do it, right? It's open. It's open for everybody.
Dude, and Denzel Washington. By the way. If you decide to make a black Punisher for whatever reason, you don't have to. I don't want you to do it. But yeah, dude, Denzel Washington. I don't know when they decided to train this guy to act like an assassin, but he is really good at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, Punisher needs to come back. Who else who deserves a second chance?
Oh, you know who I would like to see who hasn't ever had a chance though is Kraven the Hunter.
But he's just like a Spider-Man villain, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Spider-Man villain.
But he's not interesting, though.
Kraven the Hunter is incredibly interesting.
He's like, I hunt people that are, because I like sport. Now Spider-Man go swing, and then I'm gonna shoot at you, and then you're gonna dodge it.
No.
And come back and
I don't
beat
mean
me.
give Kraven the Hunter a TV show.
Oh, okay.
I mean give Kraven the Hunter like
a movie.
No, like a running thread through these shows.
Oh, like he trying to hunt their heroes down, or whatever.
Yeah,
or?
he pops up and he murders a couple of people. You know, you see like Daredevil's on top of a roof. And then Arrow comes by, and and then maybe towards the end of this, they climax the whole thing with a big battle.
You know what would be better though, is if the X-Men came back home.
You could keep Huge Jacked Man that way.
Yeah, I mean, look, just bring the X-Men back. You can just get rid of Cyclops. He's no one's favorite. No one.
Actually, he's one person's favorite.
Who? They don't count. Whoever they are.
Well, we had the huge argument with Brainy about how terrible Cyclops is.
He's horrible.
Yeah, he is.
He should never miss.
But Brainy likes Cyclops.
Brainy, why? Brainy, owner of Android Games and Comics. No. It's like, why do you like... The point is, X-Men should come back home. I think eventually it's going to go that way. Yeah. I think they're all going to come back home. And before Huge Jackman leaves, we need a Wolverine versus Hulk movie.
I agree with you on that.
Because they always work well together when they're trying to kill each other.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
Just a whole hour long or 2 hours long of them just trying to kill each other. And then I think in the cartoon, I think Deadpool was there as like comic relief. That'd be hilarious too, by the way.
Real quick though, as you bring everybody back into the fold, I know what it's gonna sound like when I say this, but you got to get the Fantastic Four back.
No, I was just thinking that you should not though.
Yeah, no, they have to.
Oh wait, no, we need the Skrulls.
Dr. Doom back.
Yeah, we need Doom, and we need the Skrulls, and we need Galactus back.
Yeah, so the only way that happens is you take the fact that yeah, so we have to get the Fantastic Four back.
Because I don't want this whole Kree versus Chitauri. I want Kree versus Skrull. That's what it is. I want the secret invasion. I want Doom to be Doom, and need only Doom. I don't want. I'm Dr. Doom. I'm a hacker. Ha ha ha. No. You are a magic using tech guy who went back in time and learned from Morgan Le Fay and then killed her because he was done with her. I want that dude. Yeah, I want the Devourer of Worlds to come back and then threaten to do something to the planet and then get beat. But I don't want Galactic Cloud.
No, I want Galactus.
I want the Surfer back. All these things must happen, and then I guess we'll just. I mean, and then you don't have to actually have the Fantastic Four there because they can just be off planet all the time, and then we'll all be happy.
Or in the negative zone. I mean,
right.
They can be anywhere else.
But what would be cool though is that if they brought him back and then they had Evans play the Torch again, and then have the Torch be Captain America using movie magic and just don't change his face. Just have it straight up. Just have it straight up be Chris Evans in both places, and then have everyone act like nothing is wrong. I think that would be hilarious. But I mean, no. Of course, it's probably gonna be that. I think Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Which I don't like him.
We've had this conversation before. Just like I wouldn't want to see the Black Panther as some white guy.
Right.
I don't like the Human Torch as the black dude.
No, he's just. I mean, this thing.
He's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy from New York. Now, granted, we say that all blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guys from New York shouldn't get powers, but since they did, he needs to be the blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy from New York.
Because us being comic creators, we when we create a character, we want the character to be that. We made him that way. That's what he is. Yeah. Don't change it.
Now, if Stan Lee says, look, I only made him that way because that was what was acceptable at that time. But but if I had had a chance, I would have done something different.
Then that's different.
Okay, I can sort of take
that's what he planned. That's what he planned. Now I know, there's some articles coming out this week about Marvel confirming that it's Peter Parker, Spider-Man, not Miles Morales. Which I'm sure they left that hanging out there just to get buzz. People like, you shouldn't make Spider-Man black. No, they're not making Spider-Man black. There is a Spider-Man out there who is black. Yeah. It's not changing. It's not saying, oh look, it's black Peter Parker. No, it's another Spider-Man. And that's what I don't. And see, but I hate how when they have non-comic book fans talk about this kind of stuff, that, oh no, you're just making it, they're making Spider-Man black or whatever. It's like, I think Marvel and DC, they just make these changes because they know non-fans are going to talk about it for like 3 weeks straight.
And then when you think about it, with the exception of Captain America, they've taken all these B-roll characters and then they change them. Like, you can take Thor because, you know, he's a B-roll character. I don't care that he's had movies that are successful.
He's still a B.
He's still a B. And you take him and you go, okay, fine. Real Thor is still out there. We're just going to give his name to some chick and let her run around with a hammer.
Which is just...
Yeah, whatever.
Just,
but see, people who aren't comic book fans are going, oh my God, Thor's a woman. Yeah. No, he's not. Thor is actually still walking around.
I had to explain that at work. All women at work, like where I work, is like basically all women and like 5 dudes. And they were like, "Oh my God, did you hear?" Because they know I'm like, I call them. Like, "Did you hear Thor's a woman now?" I'm like, "Thor is not a woman now. There is a woman out there who possesses the power of Thor. It's a different thing. If he was a woman now, that'd be transgender Thor, and that'd be really awkward."
Yeah, okay, you know, there's that one episode, there's that one issue where Hawkeye calls him a chick with a hammer, but but he wasn't really a chick with a hammer. But no,
but they know that people who aren't fans are going to just hear that tagline and be like, "Oh my God,
Captain America's black now." No,
he's not.
No, Falcon is now wearing Captain America's uniform and has the name. He's not Steve Rogers.
He's really not. He's. That was a bad idea, by the way. That was not a good idea. They should have got Bucky or got another superhuman.
Something.
But not no regular dude. Like, he's a great guy. He is not Captain America.
No, he's not. I mean, you know, he's not even Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart would totally kick the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Without the ring.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's it for this video, guys. All of this was to say Daredevil was good.
Great. Yeah.
We're back to doing videos. Normally,
yeah, because like
2 more weeks to Avengers, by the way.
Yeah, we have something awesome possibly happening soon this week.
Yeah,
and then we probably won't tell you what it is
until
on the next
it happens.
video.
Right, but yeah, stuff's happening. We're almost close to 1,000 subscribers. Since we didn't get it before Wondercon, that big prize is not there because, you know, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm kidding. The prize is still there. It's just moving down the line. But one of the things that we're going to give away is we have our Wondercon exclusive, official Wondercon exclusive raised posters. It's made of metal. It's a nice frame. You should be seeing a picture of it here. We're going to give that away once we get to 1,000 subscribers, you know, plus whatever else we were going to give. But things are happening. These next couple weeks are going to be really exciting. We will be doing Avengers Midnight, right?
Yes, we will.
Are you off that night?
Probably not, but I will be.
Oh, you better be, because I'm going. I'm going without you if I have to.
Okay.
I will tell you I'll wait. I'm not going to wait.
Okay. Now, that is the weekend of the Pacquiao fight.
It's going to be a busy weekend then.
Yes, it will.
Yeah. Which means we need to get our video done on Friday or on Thursday. So that we can enjoy the fight on Saturday.
Yeah, look, my wife is Filipino, so you know I'm not doing nothing that weekend.
Right, it's gonna be all Pacquiao.
Yeah.
And so Sunday will either be a party or a morning.
But either way, we'll be doing something.
Real quick though, I think Mayweather's gonna win, because he would not have taken this fight if he didn't know he could win. You know him. You know he wouldn't have.
Yeah, I think he's been ducking this fight for about 5 years. I think he believes he's got Pacquiao where he wants him now.
Yeah, but then again, that arrogance might be what
gets him knocked out.
But I think I'm leaning towards Mayweather on this, because there's gotta be a reason why he decided to do it now, and it's not the money, because he's undefeated, right?
He's undefeated.
I think the undefeated record means more to him than money, because he's set already.
As long as he goes out undefeated,
right? So he's set.
Yeah,
so
if he takes a loss in this fight,
that's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
So him taking this fight means he knows he can win. He may have paid Pacquiao off.
And I almost guarantee you, neither one of them fights again after this fight.
I wouldn't. I'd be like, if I got out there and I had any defection, I'm like, no, I'm done.
Making $120 million, dude.
Yeah.
What am I fighting?
But I think Mayweather's gonna walk away from this. I think he's gonna walk away with the win. Because outside of just the drive to win normally, it's like, this is my undefeated record. Like Pacquiao, has he lost before?
Yeah.
So
5 times.
So for him, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. For Mayweather,
it's the worst.
It's the worst thing ever for your last big fight to be a loss.
So, however, the driving force for Pacquiao is, look, up to this point, it's always been a debate: who's better, him or me? Now, because he's undefeated, everyone's still saying him. I can't have that.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah,
like it's funny. Like, so someone at work was complaining. They're like, "Man, it's like $90 a screen to rent this movie. And like, and all the guys in the office were like, and?
Like, look,
you collect $5 for everyone who comes to your house and watch, and then you're done.
Yeah, that's how you do that. You either collect money from everybody, or you say, okay, look, I got the fight. Who's bringing the beer? Who's bringing the chips?
Right.
Who's bringing the wings?
Right. You get the fight, and then you don't buy nothing else.
Yeah. Everybody else brings everything else, including plates and forks and ice, to my house.
By the way, are you watching it at your house?
Oh no, we're watching it over at my brother-in-law's house.
Oh, okay, good. Because let me know how it goes. Because I didn't want to watch it at your house with all Filipinos. Because if it goes the wrong way, I might get stabbed for no reason. Just walk out. Why did they stab me? I'm not dead with. But yeah, please don't get in trouble. Don't.
You're not coming?
Don't let them burn the house down.
You're not coming?
I'm not gonna get burned down. I'm not gonna get stabbed or killed. This goes wrong.
I might need some blackout.
You gonna have to call for it, and I will send an associate out to get you. But that's it for this week, guys. We're back to normal. Titan has come out with 3 chapters, and we missed it.
Really?
Yeah, I've been catching up on it. So we're gonna talk about what's going on in Titan. I've been catching up on that. So we apologize, and no one called us out on that. People must have been busy this week or these last couple weeks.
They did, probably so.
Because no one called us out.
Well, I mean, to be fair, we told them we weren't doing nothing.
We did say that. But so yeah, we're gonna do some Titan videos, and then also this week. Oh my God, it's also the Arrow Flash crossover madness, right?
No, they come back. I think the crossover's next week.
I could have sworn it was this week.
I think it's next week. And no. This week, Atom goes to the Flash.
Oh, okay.
Next week is the crossover.
Okay. So yeah, we have that, and then the week after that is nothing. It's the calm before the storm. After that is the Age of Ultron, which I hope is really good.
It better be.
After all this hype,
and then I mean, look,
all that pressure from the first one, dude.
And the commercials look awesome. So if they turn out to have done all the cool stuff in the commercials, like most sequels do.
Yeah. There's pressure, dude, because if they can't beat the box office earnings of the first one, it's gonna be a failure. Everyone's gonna be like, you couldn't do it again.
I just need to know why the Hulk is huddled in like a pool in front of that one.
What did Ultron do to him?
Yeah, like I need to know why Banner looks like he was whipped.
Now here's the question: do you think the hype is the same as it was for Avengers? Because Avengers, it was a whole new concept of all those movies coming together. Do you think the hype is the same for non-comic book fans?
No.
You think it's just another movie coming out?
I think that even the casual fan was aware of this new thing that was happening 2 or 3 years ago. It's not new anymore. And it's kind of like the same thing. It's like when you're watching season 3 of Arrow.
Right.
It's like if this had been season 1, it may be amazing, but it's not. So it's cool, but it's not anything special anymore.
It's up to all of us to see the movie 3 and 4 times and tell everyone to do the same. Make sure it's still the same level.
It's like The Matrix Part 2. No, it's not. No, it's not. The Matrix Part 2 was horrible.
And Part 3 was only good because the robot fight at the end. The massive shooting at the sky thing.
Really, Matrix. You could have taken an hour out of the middle of The Matrix Part 2, stuck the last 20 minutes of The Matrix Part 3 on the end of The Matrix Part 2 with that hour chunk taken out, and that would have been fine. It'd been a great movie.
Yeah. I mean, but see, that's the problem. The pressure to redo what they did in the first one, I think, got to them. Which is what I'm worried about on Avengers 2. Because the first one was a freak of nature.
It was amazing.
It just destroyed, And one thing I hope they don't do, I hope they don't try and recreate what they had when Hulk smashed Loki. I hope they don't try and get
another.
Because that one, I think, just kind of just happened. But if they try and force that again, I don't want that to happen. I don't want them to lose what they. Because basically, this is all the in between movies. After the Avengers, all the in between movies are just we're waiting for the next Avengers movie. If they mess up this one, it's going to ruin the momentum and it's going to give the flow right back to DC.
Well,
which is probably what they're hoping for.
Yeah.
Until they mess up Batman vs Superman. Which, by the way, Batman vs Superman, if you were that afraid of Avengers, you should have came out end of the year, December. Because since Warner Brothers doesn't have The Hobbit coming out in December anymore, you could have filled that spot with Batman. So you give Marvel May, because Marvel's not giving you May back. That's not happening. You give Marvel May, Marvel May, and then you take DC December. It just, come on.
Yeah,
it works.
They took March 25th. I like March 25th.
Why?
It's the day after my birthday.
That's a dumb day.
It's an awesome day. The day after my birthday.
DC December.
No, I
Marvel May.
But
it'd be perfect.
But
2 movies a year.
March 25th, my birthday. March 24th, my birthday.
What's 25th? That
Batman vs Superman.
That's a weird day.
It is the day after my birthday.
But why wouldn't it be in the summer though? Wait, what's coming out next year for Marvel?
Captain America.
That's why. Civil War, right?
They were supposed to be on. They were supposed to come out on the same day. Remember?
Right. Yeah.
And like they were looking to see who's gonna blink first.
Yeah.
DC blinked first.
Yeah. Marvel's like, go ahead, do it. We want you to. We want the comparison. Oh yeah, they don't want to fight because it won't be just Captain America. It's Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, and every hero ever to put a mask on
and fighting each other.
Yeah, and maybe the Hulk. Cause I don't. Oh wait, is he getting shot off into space?
Yeah, the Hulk won't be. You can't have Civil War with the Hulk.
No, because the Cap be like, get him. He'd be like, smash! He's like, oh my god, no! I wonder if Thor's gonna be dead too. Because Thor has to go too. Thor was dead during Civil War. It was his clone that was around.
Yeah, you have. There are certain things that just can't be allowed to happen for Civil War to work. If the Hulk is there, if Thor is there, and they're both on Captain America's side, Captain America wins.
Even if they don't believe in Captain America's side. Yeah, but Cap asked me though.
Yeah, that's it. Cap wins. There's nothing else.
Fatality. But yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for subscribing. By the way, we've been getting more subscribers while we were gone. That was pretty cool. We're looking into doing some cool projects that may require Kickstarters. So be on the watch for that. If it works.
Yeah. So. We're trying our best to do things that are going to be amazing for us.
We're still tired.
They're amazing for you.
Are you tired, Walter?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah,
Party.
The party was just last night. So
yeah.
I mean, and it's probably this morning now.
Happy birthday to my favorite oldest daughter. Oh, and my only oldest daughter. By
you only. Yeah, you by definition you only have one oldest. I'm just gonna put that out there. But yeah. That's it for this week, guys. We may do video on Wednesday because I think it's Monday now. So, but until next time, we've been your hosts, Kirby Kid
and Black Superman.
See you later, guys.